Okay, so we're back at the 3114 Prorotar rake. We'll do the repair on it. Show you guys what we're missing and what it's caused. Let's see now, I'll get focused in here. I'll leave my busted up thumbnail in there so you guys can see how big this orifice plate is. And sorry, that was a skeeter. See how big this orifice plate is in comparison to my thumb and where it goes. So I'm going to put this orifice plate in right down here, right in behind this T. Sorry, behind this valve right here underneath this T. It's going to replace all of this. Now I'm not going to hook it up tonight and show you how it's running, but it'll run. It'll do a good job. It'll do what it's supposed to. I've worked with orifice plates all my career as a boilermaker, and yeah. So anyway, we'll get her tore apart, install this orifice plate, and then I'll do an update. We're probably going to use this rake, I'm thinking, in the next few days. So if we do, I'll take a video and show you how that orifice plate works. It works exactly like that valve that we're using right now does. It just restricts the flow so that front end comes up slowly, and the valve is working. But we'll get all that monstrosity out of there, and we'll go from there. Beautiful sunset here in central Alberta tonight. It's been damp here for the last few days. Got the trailer all rigged up and ready to go for another delivery season. Just finished fixing up on the Ford, put the drawbar back on and put 2 spears on. Kind of had a rough week last week on parts. Still waiting on the repair on the 140. It's usable, but we got custom work to do on Friday, so we'd like to have it at 100%, and the guys at the dealership assured me that we will have it up and running. And yeah, we'll go from there. New PTO shaft is still on its way, but this one is doing the job, so we'll go from there. The only thing we got left to repair now, and I do have parts for it, is the balls inside the slip collar on the PTO shaft on the Heston baler. They need to be replaced. So yeah, but anyway, we'll start picking bales here tomorrow morning as soon as the dew burns off, so we can put hay on dry ground from dry ground, and we'll go from there. Hope everybody's having a great day. And yeah, imagine something that small cost roughly $2,800 worth of damages. Anyway, hope everybody's having a great day. Bye now. So as I'm taking this apart, I'm just going to ramble on like I'm really good at doing. You know, there's lots of discussion. There's constantly lots of discussion on the internet about dealerships and what makes a good dealer, and who is good dealers, and I just want to say my 2 cents on that is your best equipment's typically, as my grandfather always said, your closest dealer. Sometimes though, them dealers, especially when you're small, they really don't take the time to service your needs, or you kind of get pushed to the back of the list. And I think that's the same everywhere we go. It doesn't matter if you live in Canada or in the States or in Europe. I'm willing to bet that pretty well everybody can have the same complaint. So with that being said, sometimes you have to spend a little bit more money to guarantee yourself service. And that's not right either, but that's a fact of life. And sometimes you have to find this out the hard way, which I don't want to say I'm learning the hard way, but I've had a few learning experiences over the last, say, 3 months. My tilt deck trailer, I realized a couple days ago that the batteries were dead and that the charger wasn't charging them properly. I called up there and instantly had a response. They told me right away that they would have batteries for me to fix the problem. And in the meantime, I was out hauling hay and busted one of the locks off the jockey box on the side. I called them 10 minutes before I got there and said I needed a lock. Didn't even bat an eye. Went out back, opened up their crates and took a lock off of a box that they were installing. On a new trailer. That tells me right then and there that they value my business. And that they were willing to go the extra mile for me, and I really appreciate it, Dot. So I'll show you what this looks like, this little orifice plate. We'll see if we can even see it inside that hose there. Maybe you guys can see that. And when it matches up on this side, right there, that surface will push against that orifice plate, and that orifice plate will be what makes this whole thing work. But anyway, as I was going on about, you have to have a good relationship with the folks that you work with. There's no doubt. And when you're farming, your co-workers are the machinery dealers. And you have to have a good relationship with those guys. Because if not, you can't be successful. When you need parts, they need to understand how vital those parts are to your operation. Especially when you're small and you don't have a dozen tractors. Especially when you're a small outfit and you don't have a dozen tractors that you can just go pick another one, or they've got to understand that how important it is that your equipment runs all the time. And I think that kind of got lost on one of the dealers that I'm dealing with right now, and I'm not immediately happy with it, because there's another dealership in town that we were trying to buy a tractor with, and we've spent considerably less money at over the years. But I walk in there, those parts guys know you by name. They're there to help. And sometimes being in a panic to buy something isn't always the right answer. Sometimes you should really take a step back and look at the service that you're going to get before you decide to purchase a machine. And there, we're fixed. These guys threw this together on a Sunday afternoon for me so that I could rake hay. And I haven't seen a bill for it. They were apologizing to me that this happened. To me, the guys that put this together, that's the dealership to deal with. Somebody that goes that extra mile to help you out. And I'm a very small player. Very, very, very small. We all know that. We don't have lots of land. We're proud of what equipment we do have, and it has to work for us because we try and buy the right stuff. So I guess that's my lesson, is sometimes you got to wait. Maybe you got to spend a few extra dollars that you weren't going to spend, but in the end I think it pays off. So I'll say it for the second time. Hope everybody's having a great day, that your hay is dry and your bales are big. From Central Alberta, have a great night.